Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to people that are currently in the chat. We got Francisco, we got the Unkster, we got Alex, we got James, we got Jeff, we got Daniel. I said this once, and I'll say it again. The night crew, man. The night crew really shows out. We just started about 37 seconds ago, and you guys already showing out. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Smack the like button here on your way in. Subscribe to the AC Sports Fan here on YouTube. We're on the road to 19K, and once we hit that, we will be giving away this Arizona Cardinals Nike Rivalry mini helmet, and we're so freaking close. We're less than 300 subscribers away from hitting that goal. So join the family. Join the movement. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Today, we are talking about, obviously, as you can tell by the title of this video, Arizona Cardinals quarterback shakeup. Shamblas goes back to school, and Malik Willis. There's so much buzz around Malik Willis as of right now. And we're going to be diving into every single piece of information that you need to know. Also, keep in mind that we are sitting on February the 12th, and everything right now is speculation, right? Let's call it like it is. Everything is speculation out there. I don't think anybody's got a crystal ball out there to tell us exactly how everything's going to shake out. Because if that's the case, then then we wouldn't be talking about it, right? But that's what makes obviously sports and following this team with potential altering franchise moves like this one that we're going to be talking about today. And of course, has to do with our current quarterback one in Kyler Murray. So a lot to dive into today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get started here. Let's first talk about the big breaking news that we ended up dropping earlier today. And that is that Trinidad Chambliss. Now, whether you care about this or you don't care about this is big news, because Trinidad Chambliss was supposed to be a prospect after his waiver was claimed, after his waiver claim was declined a couple different times. Shamblas took it to the courts, and they had this whole big hearing, and there was a lot of updates throughout the day, but they all determined that his eligibility of, 6 years of eligibility, they granted it. Yeah, they granted it. So it's actually pretty wild to me, because a quarterback class as weak as this one, Trinidad Chambliss could have potentially been the second best quarterback, maybe that third best quarterback in this draft class. So it's kind of a weird move by Chambliss, but I get it. The days of NIL is very, it's different, right? From 10, 15 years ago. It's not the same world we're living in. NIL has absolutely made a lot of these prospects not worried about declaring for the NFL draft. Now, would a Chambliss been a third round pick? Maybe. Would he have potentially gone to in the second round? Potentially. Could he potentially been a first rounder, right? If there was a team desperate enough? Probably, right? You never know what's going to shake out. But now that it's been officially decided, Trinidad Chambliss is now staying in college. All I can say right now is I hope it works out for him. We've seen the same thing happen with Drew Aller. Now, Drew Aller is actually younger than Trinidad Chambliss. Right now, Trinidad Chambliss, um, Ole Miss quarterback, is 23 years old right now. He's going to be 24 years old by the start of this college season. And by the time, if he does decide to declare, he's going to be 25. So it's not like we're talking about a young prospect. No, he's 23 right now. He's going to be 24 when this next college season starts. And he's going to be 25 if he does decide to declare, and ready to go if he gets drafted to the 2027 NFL draft. So it's really weird where Drew Aller on the other side, although he most likely will be a late round pick as of right now, because obviously his draft stock has took a major hit. He's 21. He's 21, and he's going to be 22 this year. So will somebody take a flyer on Drew Aller? Potentially. But I don't know, man. I look at this decision by Trinidad Chambliss, and I'm like, I hope it works out for you, right? I know you're probably going to get a good amount of money your way, and you're probably not worried about it, but I hope it works out for you. I hope the whole Drew Aller situation doesn't happen to you, where you go back and something drastic happens where it completely messes up your draft stock for 2027. But that's the decisions that they come up and they make, right? So that is the latest right now. That Trinidad Chambliss is, 6th year of eligibility? Is that what it is? but now he is staying in college. So, no, he's no longer going to be a potential prospect for any team to potentially get him here in this year's 2026 NFL draft. Let's move on over to the next storyline, and we're going to talk about another name that we've been talking about for quite some time. Malik Willis has been every single person that talks about the Cardinals and free agency, every single person. And I don't know if it's because the Jeremy Fowler report that came out a week ago, right? That linked Malik Willis to the Cardinals because obviously Matt LaFleur. And if we wanted to get some sort of, inside information, we can lean on the brother of Mike LaFleur, which is Matt LaFleur, which is his former head coach. This is getting a lot of buzz right now about Malik Willis going to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I know there are some people out there, specifically in this community, in this chat, that probably do not want Malik Willis, but I want to be very clear. This is not one of those things that you hear people predicting and it's a for sure certain thing. No, nothing right now from being talked about right now in February the 12th all the way to free agency. Nothing is confirmed, right? It's just conversations, and there is a lot of conversations being had about the Cardinals potentially going after Malik Willis in this year's free agency class. Now, let's be real. Will Malik Willis covet a big contract? Yes, he will. And the biggest reason as to why is because he played pretty solid when given his opportunity when Jordan Love got hurt, right? He played in a few different games and he played pretty good. So what does that tell people? Oh, maybe we can have one of those situations where we can revive the career of Malik Willis. Now, I honestly do think Malik Willis has a lot of great attributes, and I think he's a really good potential quarterback. But what worries me about him is that I've seen multiple things out there now. Another thing that I'm going to tell you guys that I always tell you guys, not so much don't believe everything, but everything right now is just conversation right now, right? But I'm worried that the Cardinals might overpay. Now, if we bring him in a Sam Darnold type deal and he wins for us, then that's moot. And it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because if you're winning, who cares how much you're getting paid, right? But my concern is that the Arizona Cardinals are going to get caught slipping um, because of desperation and because of the lack of market that we have right now in the quarterback world in free agency as well as the draft. Right now, Malik Willis is 26 years old. 26. He's going to be 27 at the start of this NFL season in 2026. So I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about it. Now, I do believe that Malik Willis will not be a Cardinal if the Cardinals don't trade Kyler. Now, Malik Willis was a third overall pick. No, I'm sorry. Wow. It's late. I apologize. Let me run that back. Malik Willis was selected with the third round pick. He was the 86th overall in the 2022 NFL draft. Sorry. Let me rephrase that one more time. And he was drafted to the Tennessee Titans. He was a third round pick, 86th overall in the 2022 NFL draft. So that is Malik Willis. Now, what he accomplished in this year was 422 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, and he had a QBR rating of 145.5. He played in 4 games this year: Ravens, Bears, Vikings, and the Giants. Now, I don't think he started a lot of them because now that I'm looking at the stats, he probably was used more as a gadget player. I think he actually started 2 of those games if I'm being real here. Let me just confirm here real quick. Let me go to the stats of Malik Willis. But yes, he's got 422 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, has a QBR rating per ESPN of 93.1. That is his passing yards. His rushing ability, right? Because he can also use his legs as well. He has 4 games played, not all starting. I want to be very clear, not all starting, but he has 22 carries in those 4 games, 2 touchdowns, 123 yards, right? So there's that aspect of it all as well. I saw somebody here in the chat, and I think it was my guy Matthew. He said he's just a taller version of Kyler Murray. I mean, that could potentially be. That could potentially be. But like I said, my worriness right now is the fact that the Arizona Cardinals might find themselves in a desperation mode and they might overpay him. But like I mentioned before, if he's getting paid, however much money, but he's winning for the Cardinals, then it's irrelevant, right? But I've seen multiple things out there that warrant that Malik Willis is going to get starting quarterback money. Now, what's starting quarterback money, right? Well, obviously you have your multiple tiers of starting quarterback money. I don't think he's going to touch $55 million. I think that's absolutely crazy. But can I see a world where Malik Willis potentially covets 20, 25, $30 million? I can. I can see that. I can see Malik Willis getting paid 25, $30 million because of the circumstances that we might have some teams in desperation mode. And that's what makes me fear right now. That's what makes me fear. The fact that the Cardinals might overpay. Now, if this happens, then I hope the Cardinals shore up that offensive line, come up with the running game, and figure out what we do from there, right? But we'll see. We'll see. But every single thing that I'm seeing out there, not every single thing, but a lot of people that are talking about free agency or like who could be the steal of the draft, who's the perfect fit for the Cardinals, a lot of people have Malik Willis coming to the Cardinals. Now, it's just projections. I want to be clear, just projections, but there's a lot of buzz around it, a lot of buzz. And I think it all started from Jeremy Fowler's report. So, for what it's worth, it's good because people are talking about us, but also on the other side of the coin, can the Cardinals like the I was gonna say, could the Cardinals afford $30+ million or $30 million for a quarter? I mean, they technically can, but like the Cardinals are one of those organizations that if they make a move like that and it doesn't work, it almost kind of seems to haunt us for the next like 2 or 3 years. And that's what I'm trying to avoid right now. But we'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. Let me give a real quick shout out here to Francisco, already starting off the super chat train. He has a $5 donation coming our way. Appreciate you, man. He says this: Trinidad Chambliss watched videos of him. Overrated. He's short and medium passes are inaccurate. Just think he's not going to pan out in the NFL, my opinion. That's fair. That's fair. And I know there's a lot of people within this channel and this community that are not very high on Trinidad Chambliss. And I get that, right? I understand it. What I feel about Trinidad Chambliss would be a third-round pick, but now he's not even going to be available, right? But during these times, it creates desperation. It creates desperation amongst organizations. But now I guess we don't have to worry about it. But I respect it. I respect the opinion. There's people that were really high on him, and he actually played pretty good in the college playoffs. It's just I don't get why he did everything in his power to avoid the NFL. Like, he's going to be 25 years old next year. And at the start of next season, he's going to be, I think, 26, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's just, it doesn't make sense. The timeline doesn't make sense to me at all. But not my decision, neither here nor there. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I misspoke. He's 23 right now. He's going to be 24 years old. Sorry, when is his birthday? Yeah. So he's going to be 24 years old at the start of this college season, and then he's going to be 25 at the start of next college season. So, yeah, man, it's just the timeline doesn't make sense to me. I just hope it works out for him, but I respect what you're saying out there, Francisco. But yeah, man, there's a lot of people out there saying that Malik Willis can potentially be an option for the Arizona Cardinals. A lot of people targeting or linking him. And Jeremy Fowler and the Mike LaFleur connection. That's another thing out there as well that is kind of going over the yeah, it's one of those things. Now we're gonna have to kind of wait and see how it all shakes out at the end of the day. But yeah, a lot of buzz around it. Now, what are some other potential quarterbacks, right? What are some other potential quarterbacks out there? Well, I mean, free agency, Jimmy Garoppolo. I know I don't want Jimmy Garoppolo either. I know people are already flooding into the chat. Jimmy Garoppolo, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, if he decides to play, Kirk Cousins, after the news about him going to get released by the Falcons. There are potential free agents that you can go after, right? If you were the Arizona Cardinals. Malik Willis being another one as well. Malik Willis is going to be really, really expensive. Really, really expensive. So there's that side of the coin as well. If you wanted to draft a quarterback, at least quarterbacks that can be potentially within your range, Ty Simpson, as of right now in February the 12th, still potential, maybe drops to the second round. Maybe once we get closer to the draft, he might maybe becomes a late first rounder. We'll see. But as of right now, Ty Simpson, Drew Aller, Carson Beck, Garrett Nussmeier. Those are the guys, and Cade Klubnik. Those are the only guys right now that I would say I would like the Cardinals to potentially take a flyer. Now, obviously, I'm not taking a flyer every single one of them, but if it isn't Ty Simpson with the second round pick, then the other guys can wait to the third, fourth, fifth round, right? Like if Drew Aller falls to like the fourth round or the fifth round, I wouldn't mind it. If Carson Beck potentially falls to the fourth, fifth, sixth round, I wouldn't mind it, right? It's one of those things that obviously the combine has a lot to play. The pro days have a lot to play, and a lot of things change, man. I remember very specifically talking about Jackson Dart last year, how much of a fan I was about Jackson Dart, and maybe if the Cardinals were lucky enough, he would fall to the third round to the Cardinals. And boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong, because he did not last to the third round. The draft ended up doing his thing. The combine ended up doing his thing. The pro days ended up doing his thing, and he became a first round pick to the Giants. They traded back up to get Jackson Dart. And that's the situation that we're landing in right now, right? That you just never know what's going to happen between right now and February the 12th to the combine and then to the NFL draft. Because there's a lot of interviews that are going to happen. A lot of interviews that are going to happen within now into the combine. Maybe the Cardinals fall in love with somebody. Maybe the Cardinals really like Drew Aller's personality. Maybe they feel like he's the guy. Carson Beck, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier at one point was supposed to be a first-round pick. So also was Cade Klubnik, right? They got the intangibles. They just this year did not turn out in their favor, and that's why they're now dropping to the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth round. Sorry, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh round of the draft now, because this was supposed to be a good draft class. It was supposed to be. Not anymore. Not anymore at all. So we'll see. We'll see. Now, trading options, right? Trading options are intriguing spot to find ourselves in, right? The trading options, because although it takes two to tango, right? Will the Cardinals trade? I don't know, right? We'll see how it all shakes out. But trading options, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, Joe Burrow. Although right now, at one point, it felt like Joe Burrow was going to get traded. Now everything is kind of slowed down and it kind of stopped now. Like, I don't think Joe Burrow's leaving Cincinnati anymore. At one point, I did think so. But as of right now, he seems confident and comfortable. But I'm still going to throw him in there as a potential trade option, right? But like, there's not a lot of trade options either, right? So I don't know, man. It's such a interesting situation to be in right now for the Cardinals organization, because you're in need of a quarterback. Let's call it like it is. You're in need of a quarterback. And for the people out there saying in the chat about, oh, then just keep Kyler, right? Because every single time we have these topics or have these conversations, there's always a person or two talking about, well, just keep Kyler. Or Kyler's better than all those guys, right? And although you can be right, nobody ever addresses the elephant in the room. Oh, how do we know Kyler Murray wants to come back? How do we know? Nobody knows. Nobody knows if Kyler truly wants to be back. Kyler Murray did not show up to the Mike LaFleur's presser, right? Now, if was he on vacation? Cool. All right. I get that. All right, cool. But there's been no word on Kyler Murray about anything Cardinals organization. Nothing. He hasn't tweeted about Michael Flores hiring. He hasn't done anything out there related to the Arizona Cardinals. Nothing at all. And if that silence doesn't tell you anything, that tells me he's probably not going to be the quarterback of the Cardinals. Whether he feels some type of way because he was benched, or if you truly believe he was just hurt the whole time. I mean, he might have been hurt in the beginning, but soft benching happened. Let's call it like it is. Soft benching happened. Whether you want to believe it or you don't. But I always see it on the chat. You might as well just keep Kyler. You might as well just keep Kyler. How do we know he wants to be here? He's not said anything at all. Nothing. Now, does he need to? No, he doesn't. He doesn't need to say anything. But, I mean, wouldn't you want your franchise quarterback to come out and say, oh, yeah, Michael LaFleur, let's go, right? Kyler put a video out when we drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Kyler put a video out. Now, this was during his time of vlogging, right? Is he going to bring vlogs back? Potentially, right? Potentially, he can bring back vlogs. Who knows, right? But He made a video out when we drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. He was so damn excited. He was so excited. And now, when a new shift has happened, it's just been crickets. Nothing. Nothing from Kyler Murray has been noted. Now, that's fine. It's the offseason, right? And enjoy your time off. But guess what? You have players that even Mike LaFleur came out and said that they're currently working out. When he came in, he saw the people that were in the gym working out. And I think he said it was Michael Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Trey McBride, if I can remember correctly. And it was one of the interviews. I think it might have been the Danny Sarek interview, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, nothing has been mentioned about Kyler at all. So for the people out there saying, oh, Kyler's better than all those guys, or why don't we just keep Kyler? I don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's that simple at all. I don't think he wants to be here. Do I blame him? No, I don't. I don't blame him. There's at some point the realization that you just need to cut ways. You just need to. It's best for both parties to separate. And I think right now that's the best position that the Cardinals are in right now. That's the best position right now the Cardinals are in. Sometimes it's best to just go your own ways. Separate, and I hope you have a great career, whether it's the Jets, whether it's the Steelers, whether it's the Vikings, or whether the Cardinals decide to release them. I hope to everything out there that the Cardinals don't release him. Because if the Cardinals release Kyler Murray, then Malik Willis isn't coming. I can almost be certain on that if the Cardinals release Kyler, he's not coming. I'm talking about Malik. Because the amount of money between trading Kyler and releasing him is night and day, ladies and gentlemen. Night and day. Let's look at the trade options, right? Just real quick. No, let's do this first. Let's do a cut post June 1st. Because they ain't no way the Cardinals are going to release him before June 1st, right? Post June 1st. If the Cardinals decide to release Kyler post June 1st, he's got a dead money hit of $47.5 million. Let me say it again for the people in the back. $47.5 million of dead money. Cap savings of $5.1 million. That dead money just pretty much negates it. It negates it. Now, if the Cardinals trade Kyler Murray, now it would be pre-June 1st, obviously, because we need to make a decision before the 5th day of the new year, which is midway through March. So it can't be post-June 1st. So it's got to be pre-June 1st. The Cardinals have a dead money hit of $17.9 million and a cap savings of $34.7 million. Now, are the Cardinals going to eat some of that money? Yes, they are. And should they eat that money? Yes, they should eat some of that money, because if you want to get the highest draft capital back, you're going to need to eat some of that money. So I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, we're going to have $34 million in our pocket. Well, I mean, per the cap, maybe, but we'll spend that? Probably not. But it seems more feasible for the Cardinals to do something like that, to bring in a potential Malik Willis, as opposed to releasing him. Because then you're dealing with dead money that's really going nowhere. So if you're one of those guys that are in the camp that you want to get Malik Willis, you better hope that the Cardinals trade Kyler. Because if they release Kyler, and that's what some people out there are saying, because the contract is too much, they say, then I just don't see a world where we get him. Or Jacoby Brissett just starts. And I'm okay with that as well. I'm okay with Jacoby Brissett starting this year as well. And that might piss people off, because I know people don't think that Jacoby Brissett is a winner because he hasn't won more than one game for us. But I'm okay with Jacoby Brissett starting the 2026 season as well. I am. Give him a run game, fix the line, get some more defensive pieces, and let's go. Save some money, allocate the money to the line, allocate some money to around that team to make it better. I know some people might not like me saying that, but I'm okay with Jacoby starting. I'm okay with it. We got a super chat flying in. We got Looney Bird. What's up, Looney Bird? Appreciate the super chat coming our way. Let me get you the other one, man. Appreciate the super chat. We got a $10 donation this time around.
Another one.
He says this: Huntley from the Ravens is a free agent that could be a real good quarterback that's being overlooked right now. When the Ravens and Packers played, both Willis and Huntley started and played well. I've been a big fan of Snoop, a big fan of Tyler Huntley. I just want to confirm. It's not that I don't believe you, Looney Bird. I just want to confirm myself that he is indeed a free agent. And you're right. You're right. Tyler Huntley is a free agent as well. And honestly, when I actually ended up breaking down a long time, it was probably midway through this season, during the season, I was talking about potential quarterbacks, or it might have been before the season started. I did have Huntley on there as a guy that I would like the Cardinals to bring in. So Tyler Huntley, this year in 2025, or this last year in 2025, played 5 games, 426 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air, and rushing 24 carries, 151 yards, no touchdowns on the ground. Hey, man, I ain't mad at that. Because also think about it. This is going to be a Band-Aid, right? This is going to be a Band-Aid. Huntley's not a bad option. That's not a bad option at one bit, and he will be cheaper. You're 100% right. He will be a lot cheaper. Yeah, I mean, you might be on something there, Looney Bird. I've been a big fan of Snoop as well. He is going to be a free agent as well. That's a good call out. Very, very good call out. Appreciate the super chat. We got Francisco coming up with another one. This time a $5 donation. He says this: Garrett Nussmeier, Ty Simpson, I like. LaFleur talked about he's a type of quarterback he's interviewed. Just think that these two fit the type of QBs he's talked about. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't mind Garrett Nussmeier. I really wouldn't. He was supposed to be a first round guy. But obviously LSU did not amount to what they thought they were going to do. Clemson didn't amount to what they thought they were going to do. So Cade Klubnik's draft stock took a hit. Drew Aller got hurt. Carson Beck did make it to the college championship, didn't win. That was Fernando Mendoza. But there are some intriguing guys. If you're talking about the Cardinals taking a flyer on the 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, of any of these guys, I definitely put Nussmeier up there on the top. It would have been Shamblas. But Shamblas tried everything in his power, man, to avoid the NFL. Shamblas did everything in his power to avoid the NFL. But yeah, this would be what, to me, I would love the Cardinals to take a flyer on a rookie. I really would. Like, just keep Jacoby to me. Like, just keep Jacoby. You're paying him $8-9 million. Have him start, and then throw in the rookie and see what he does. And guess what? If he doesn't do well, then you're drafting somewhere in the top 10 next year. So I feel like that will be beneficial. Like, I just don't want to see a full year of Jacoby. Unless Jacoby Brissett starts off like 3-1, or hell, even 2-2, or 4-0. And I get it. With the opponents that we're going to be getting this year, it's not going to be as easy as that. But like, I would rather just save the money. Like, save the money, bring in a rookie, keep Jacoby. Like, that just seems more sense to me. But for the people out there that would like Malik, I don't blame you, right? I don't blame you, because I know you guys are looking at Jacoby and said, you only got me 1 win last year, right? I get that. So if we get Malik Neighbors, if we get Malik Willis, I'll support it. I'm a little worried about it at the end of the day. Taylor in the chat says we have to get Malik. Well, if the Cardinals get Malik Neighbors, I'm doing it again. Holy mother of God. Sorry. If the Cardinals get Malik Willis, if they get him, it's gonna be pretty pricey. They're gonna have to outbid some other teams that are quarterback needy. They're gonna have to outbid some other quarterback teams that are needy. So that might be one of those things that either could work out very well, or not. We'll see. Now, I am seeing something here on X/Twitter. Now, it is from JPA Football. It's one of those ML footballs, and those big accounts that have like all the news that they get from everywhere else, and they just basically put it on one specific spot. There's a post on here that I want to shine to your guys' attention. The post says this: rumors. Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray has interest in playing for the Vikings, according to Phil Mackey. Now, if you don't believe me, here is the post that I was referring to. Let me shine the light here. Now, am I coming out here saying this is true? No, I'm not. It's just obviously conversational piece, right? And it says this, quote, I have heard that he would be interested in playing for the Vikings. Okay. Well, I mean, if there was one organization that I feel like can make Kyler Murray's career better, would probably be KOC and the Vikings. It probably would be, if I'm going to be real with you. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, right? According to Phil Mackey, which I don't really know who it is, but according to him, he's heard that he would like to play with the Vikings. I mean, they got Jordan Addison over there. They got Justin Jefferson over there. They usually have a good offense. And let's be real, JJ McCarthy is not it. No, at least not right now, right? At least not it right now. I don't want to disrespect the young man, but as of right now, it's obvious, and we've already seen the report out there that the Vikings are going to be bringing in a veteran. We already know this, that the Vikings are going to be bringing in a veteran to compete with JJ McCarthy. Now, is that via trade? Is that a Kirk Cousins? Is that going to be a free agent? We don't know. But that's the beautiful part about this freaking sport. We're thinking about football at least 9-10 months out of the year because the way the NFL has laid everything out with the combine, the drafts, the free agency, franchising, franchise tag spots, right? The playoffs, and how everything's been spread out very well. It's almost football 12 months out of the year. More realistically, 10 months out of the year because of everything spread out. But still, it's an amazing sport. And congratulations to Commissioner Goodell, Roger Goodell, for doing this because it's football all the time in my mind. So this is interesting. Do I have the Vikings up there as a potential team to have Kyler go to? Yeah, 100%. I do. They were a part of my list of teams that makes all the sense in the world to send him to. Now, like I said, is this post true or not? We don't know, right? We don't know. But one thing I will say is that if Kyler goes here and he doesn't succeed, we all know from then. But very interesting. Very, very interesting. Blazing in the chat says, that's some slander. Let's see here. I think Blazing is talking about somebody here in the chat. I'm kind of curious what Taylor's saying here in the chat. Oh, here we go. Taylor says, let Kyler go. He has no fight in him when the game is on the line. I don't want to let Kyler go. I don't want to release Kyler. If I was Monty, I wouldn't release Kyler. But it's not my decision. What this is all going to come down to is that if the Cardinals keep Kyler Murray past the 5th day of the new year, of the new NFL year, then he's owed like $17 or $19 million guaranteed next year. So the Cardinals are going to need to make a decision. I hope that they don't release him. I hope there's enough intrigue and enough interest in him to potentially trade him off, but we'll see. Blazing says, okay, so this is Blazing responding to my guy Tyler. He says this, that's some slander, Tyler. Kyler is clutch AF. Dude has made some incredible plays when the game was on the line. I think Kyler's shown some clutch moments. The biggest constant of Kyler is that he's inconsistent. If there was a list of games that I can put out right now saying he brought us back from this one in the most recent years, then I would say, okay, what are we talking about? Why are we moving off of him? The problem is that Kyler Murray's been very inconsistent, and he doesn't really have a lot of games where he's brought us back in a consistent manner. So although I can agree that I don't want to release Kyler myself, I wouldn't describe Kyler as clutch. Not at this point. Not at this point of his career. Maybe in 2021, I'll give you that. Hell, maybe in his rookie year in 2020, I'll give you that. But at this point of his career right now, I don't think I would label him as clutch. I would love to. I don't think I'm there. West in the chat says, what is free agency going to look like for us? Well, I mean, the biggest question is what? Well, right now the Cardinals have $42 million. I think we are about the 11th or 12th most in cap space heading into the free agency next month. It's less than a month away. Like in less than a month, we're talking about free agency, ladies and gentlemen. Like it's gonna get here like this. And snapping's not working, but there you go. It's gonna get here like that. But right now we're set to have 42 million. The biggest thing right now and why we're constantly talking about it is because the Cardinals need to make a decision before the 5th day of the new year. And guess what? That's like a month away. That's like a month away from now. Free agency opens up the time where they can actually have conversations is on March the 9th. The new league year is actually on the 11th. Like that's when it actually, like when you can actually sign pen to paper. On Wednesday, March the 11th. But past the 5th day, which probably like what, the 16th? The 16th of March? If the Cardinals keep Kyler Murray around the 16th of March, he's guaranteed $17 or $19 million in 2027. Guaranteed. And I think that's what the Cardinals are trying to avoid. But we're talking about a little over a month. We're talking about a little over a month from now. And how are we not, like, how do we not know? How do we not know what's happening? What I'm hoping for is that the Cardinals get this move done within the next 3 weeks. That's what I'm hoping so. And if they don't, and if they drag their feet and they keep them till past the 5th day of the new year, then we're running with Kyler. I mean, it's just simple as that. Or you just keep him on the roster and you have Jacoby Brissett start. I mean, regardless of what it is, right? There's different scenarios on how this happens. Because even if he comes back in 2026, will he start? Well, most likely yes, but I'm not going to rule out Jacoby Brissett not starting if he beats him out in training camp. But we'll see. And Andy in the chat, I sure as heck hope you're trolling, man.
Shame.
I sure as heck you're trolling. My guy Andy in the chat says, give us Justin Fields. No, thank you. No, thank you. No. Just stop it. I'm gonna make something on my chat. Anybody mentions Justin Fields, you got to get timed out for about 5 seconds. You got to. No way we're talking about Justin Fields right now, ladies. And they no way we're talking about Justin Fields right now. Stuff that you can't say in this chat. Justin Fields. If you say Fields, Justin, hopefully AI still tracks you down. But damn, oh damn. No, thank you. Taylor in the chat says, trade Baby Yoda. It's time. I mean, that's the conversation that we're having right now, man. That's the conversation we're having right now. Mike in the chat says Mac Jones. Well, I don't know if you saw this report. And even Adam Schefter said this. Right now, in February the 12th, and I know it doesn't mean anything, right? Because so many things can happen from here until free agency. I get that. But as of right now, in February the 12th, per Adam Schefter, the 49ers have no interest in trading Mac Jones as of right now. Now, things can change. If they're getting a second round pick back or a third round pick, maybe they're open to conversations about that. But he said it himself. I think Diana Rossini ended up coming out and saying the same thing, that she heard the same thing. That right now there's no plans to trade Mac Jones. So if the Cardinals went that direction, I mean, I wouldn't hate it. But I'm seeing all these options of guys that we're talking about, right? Whether you're Garoppolo or Kirk Cousins. Like, the only one that moves the needle for me with all these guys, the only one is Malik Willis. And what makes me fear about Malik Willis is the fact that the Cardinals might overpay him. So, I don't know. This is going to be so fascinating. It's going to be so fascinating. See how this all shakes up. Cam in the chat says, keep Kyler, trade the third overall pick for a right tackle and a late first. Draft BPA, middle linebacker and wide receiver, and stack up the offense. Told y'all. It's every single time. There's always somebody that says keep Kyler. And it's not one of those things where I blame you guys for saying that. It's just, I think I'm at the point where I don't think Kyler wants to stay. So, we'll see. Mike in the chat says Jimmy G needs to retire. Yeah. Q in the chat says, I really think the 49ers think with not wanting to trade Mac Jones is a leverage thing too. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. That it could very well be a possibility. And honestly, I think that what we're dealing with right now, even with the Kyler thing, right? Even with the Kyler thing, when you're hearing Jeremy Fowler, Ben Slowick, Peter Schrager saying, "Oh, I wouldn't rule out the Cardinals keeping Kyler," right? There has to be something that the Cardinals are doing to feed this information, or they're just betting the fact that the Cardinals won't move off of them. Whatever the situation lands on, right? But that might also be seen as a leverage play as well for the Cardinals, because there's been a lot of people bagging the name, man. A lot of people bagging the name of Kyler. So, we'll see. But I find this pretty interesting here. Honestly, I found this pretty interesting because if there was a place that Kyler would probably sign off to, and like I said, I'm not sure if this is real or it's not real, right? But if there was one place that I can definitely very well see Kyler signing off on, now he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a no trade clause. He goes where whoever gives us the most value back, right? That's where he goes. But I think he definitely would sign off on this. The weapons they got over there, it's a good team, man. And being coached by KOC seems like a match made in heaven. They got a really good wide receiving core. Maybe need to get some more young youth within the running back, but Aaron Jones, what's his name? Mason. How did I forget his name? How did I forget their second running back's name? Something Mason. Jordan Mason. Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. Their contracts, maybe they're probably up. But yeah, I mean, they got pretty solid running back, but yeah, the wide receiving core is nasty, man. So yeah, if it's true, I mean, it makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. Now, I'm seeing a lot of Vikings fans on this post. A lot of people saying, nah, we're good. A lot of people out there saying, nah, we're good. But it's not up to them. It's not up to them. It's going to be up to Monty and general manager, or whoever the general manager is at the end of the day. Yep, Jordan Mason. Appreciate you, Juan. Andy in the chat says Kyler will break Justin Jefferson's record. Also, you're saying that they would they would eat together is what you're saying? Maybe. I mean, maybe. I don't think Kyler's a bad quarterback. I really don't. And if KOC was able to unlock Sam Darnold, imagine what he could do with K1. Imagine. I'm still hoping for a day 2 pick for the Cardinals. I'm still hoping for a day 2 pick. Is it wishful thinking? Probably. Is it wishful thinking? Probably. But I can hope, right? I can hope at this point. That's the only thing I got. Daniel in the chat says, trade Kyler for a bag of chips. No, I hope not. Giovanni in the chat says, Mike is 6'3". I've seen him in person. No, I'm not. Wait, you talking about me? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Let's see here. Andy has some hate for Geno Smith in the chat. Jeez, Andy. No, this is it's gonna be a fascinating topic, man. Honestly, like this is gonna be one of those things. Like it's wishful thinking, and I'm aware of that. But I'm still thinking about that day 2 pick for us. Pete in the chat says the 3rd round would be a blessing. I agree. Mars in the chat says we release Kyler, Rams sign him. No. But this is one of the reasons why I would not love the air. If the Cardinals release Kyler and he signs with the team like the Rams, yo, I think we're done here, man. I think we're done. I think we're stripping off this podcast. We're done. If that would be the most idiotic thing I would see the Cardinals doing ever. You have his rights. If it doesn't work out, then freaking keep him. Keep him. And yes, $20 million is guaranteed the next year, but like, it's not compared to this year. It's a budget. Oh man, I never want to read this again. Yikes. Francisco in the chat says that's oh yikes. Dude, that would be just the overall. If the Cardinals released Kyler and he signs with the Rams, damn. Alpha in the chat says, I think Drew Aller in the 3rd might be good. Honestly, I said this a little earlier. There's a lot of intrigue with a lot of those guys. Aller, Nussma, and we have the combine at the end of this month. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to be watching that damn combine like this. I'm going to see what Aller does. I forgot to see who was actually showing up. Actually, I have the list right here of the players that will be participating in the combine. Let me just confirm here real quick. I forgot which quarterbacks were going to be available. Let me just double check here real quick. All right, 319 prospects. The quarterbacks that are showing up, Drew Aller in the combine. Okay, the combine. This is what we're talking about, the combine. Drew Aller's coming to the combine. Carson Beck's coming to the combine. Cade Klubnik, Fernando Mendoza, which obviously he's not going to be with us. Garrett Nussmeier, Diego Pavia, and Ty Simpson. So we have a bunch of quarterbacks coming. Yeah, we're going to be watching that combine. Woo! Taylon Green. Yep, Taylon Green's going to be there. Jalen Daniels out of Kansas. Luke Altmaier, Illinois. Cole Payton, North Dakota State. And the Cardinals take a flyer on that. I don't know. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I did see somebody in the chat. I can't see it anymore, but somebody asked, "What do you think it will take to get Fernando Mendoza?" We're potentially talking about some like right now. The Cardinals are in no business to trade away the farm right now. They're in no business to try to trade away the farm right now. So is it possible? Oh, I think if a king's ransom is given over to the Raiders, it's just I just don't see the Cardinals doing it. I really don't. I really, really don't. So we'll see. Juan in the chat says, "Well, I mean, Jacoby Brissett is on this roster. Jacoby Brissett's on this roster for a year, so he's gonna be here, unless the Cardinals just decide to flat out release him, which I don't see happening, especially with the season that he had. If you don't want him, trade him. Maybe the Jets want him. Like the season he had, he put up some great numbers up there. So Pete in the chat says no to Klubnik, no Beck, and no Pavia. Yeah, I don't think the Cardinals are even in on the Pavia thing. I really don't. I was just naming the names that were going to be available. And this year's combine starts on February the 26th. So guess what? That's 14 days from now. That's 2 weeks away from today. 2 weeks away from today, the combine starts. Let's go. Love to see it. Love to see it. I'm going to be watching that day so much. Excited, man. I'm really, really excited. Select best available. Okay, says chill on my boy Pavia. I mean, I don't think the Cardinals are even interested in him, so I'm not going to talk about him very much. I'm not the biggest Pavia fan myself. I just don't see it as a Monty guy, and I don't know. I feel like if we took a flyer, it probably would be on the other guys that we mentioned, right? The Nussmeyers of the world, the Allers of the world, although I don't want Cade Klubnik, the Cade Klubniks of the world, right? Those guys. Especially if Ty Simpson goes in the first round and the Cardinals don't want to trade up. It's probably. Giovanni in the chat says, Mike, would you be mad if Kyler won the Super Bowl with the Vikings? No, I wouldn't be mad. No, not at all. What would make me mad is if the Cardinals released Kyler and he signs with the NFC West division rival. That's what would make me mad. If the Cardinals get draft assets back for Kyler and they do come out and have success with Kyler Murray, and I'm talking about the Vikings, good for him. It just wasn't going to work here. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. It just wasn't going to work here at all. And I think that's kind of one thing that people are not, I guess, grasping, because there's always a person or two. It says you might as well just keep Kyler. I don't think Kyler wants to stay, man. I really don't. I could be wrong. But I just don't think he wants to stay. So we have a couple more comments, and then we're gonna be closing up shop. I'm telling you, man, the night crew, man. The night crew is where it's at. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Absolutely. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys haven't already, smack the like button. Do that favor for me. Smack the like button. Also subscribe. We're on the road to 17K, and we're so close to hitting there. We're less than 300 away. Subscribe it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a couple more comments, and we will be closing up shop. Let's go with Andy. Andy in the chat says, Mike, do you think Kyler will talk SHIT to our Cardinals if he leaves? I don't think he will. I think he will answer truthfully if somebody asks him. Maybe not exactly, but I do believe we are going to get some information wherever he goes to. Yeah, I don't think so much like talk smack about us, but he's going to talk about the situation. I'm almost certain that he will. I don't think smack talking, but just an opinion. Taylor on the chat. What's up, Taylor? Taylor says 3 first-round picks for the franchise quarterback would be worth it. Which first round? Which quarterback? You talking about Fernando? No. AJ says trade for McCarthy. He's really young. He's really, really young. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Reunite Marv with Stroud. So what? Send Murray to Texans and the Texans send Stroud to us? I mean, Stroud's been struggling a lot. Although I was really into the Stroud thing, like in his year one, he's taken a regression. Not sure if that's because D'Amico Ryans and the offensive coaching staff over there. I don't know, but he's taken a regression. So I don't know. I might have to. I don't know about that one. Last comment. Let's take this last comment right here. We got my guy Mike says, I'd be more mad if Burrow goes to the Rams. Yeah, that's true. That's actually very factual. That would piss me off too. You go from Matthew Stafford to Joe Burrow. That would absolutely piss me off. 110%. Yes. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's close up shop. It's that time. Night crew, thank you guys. This is exactly why I love going live at night times. The chat is always flooding up. You're always smacking the like button. You're always subscribing. Thanks, guys, for being here. We're going to be closing up shop right here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Another quick shout out here to the Super Chatters. We got my guy, Francisco and Looneyberg. Appreciate y'all. Everybody who smacked the like button, everybody in the chat. Thank you. We'll be closing up shop right here. Have a great rest of your night, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you tomorrow. Go Cardinals. Later.